Hello and welcome to another LessonPix instructional video. Today we're going to show you how you can expand or renew your group simply and easily online. Let's get started. First, we're going to head to the Manage Licenses page. You may receive a link directly to this page in a renewal notice, but if you need to find it, just click the Manage Groups button on the Your LessonPix page. You've always been able to see your group details and your users on this page, but now you can do much more. Let's take a look. On the right, you can enter and change your mailing address. This is important for calculating taxes and is required for all online renewals. However, it'll never be used for advertising and will never be shared with third parties. Below that, you can see that this group does not have a tax-exempt certificate on file. You can click Update to add your state tax-exempt certificate through our partner, Avalara CertExpress. The process is simple and lets you upload a certificate or enter your information and sign one digitally. We'll skip the submission this time so we can see the tax calculations. To renew your group, just click the Renew button. Renewing is simple and there are just 3 steps. First, choose your options. How many users do you want to renew and how many years do you want to renew for? You can renew for up to 3 years to lock in the current price. You can also change the number of users you'd like. Our current group has 10 users, but let's increase that to 25 for 1 year and click Save and Continue. Notice we have the 25 users for 1 year and a prorated amount for the remainder of the current term for the 15 new users. This is just about $30 since we have less than a month left on our current term. If we'd reduced our users, a credit would have been shown instead. Notice that either way, the change in users takes place as soon as LessonPix is paid, not at the end of the current term. Now we confirm our mailing address. This is needed for tax purposes. When we click Save and Continue, the system will check our tax-exempt status, calculate any taxes, and update the information in the Purchase Summary section. Notice that because the group's address is in Ohio, LessonPix will be collecting sales tax. That's listed in the Purchase Summary, and there's a clear yellow notice explaining that we don't have a tax-exempt certificate on file. If you are tax-exempt, now would be a great time to go back and update your tax-exempt status. In our case, we'll go forward and complete this renewal. Clicking the Credit Debit Card button, we can enter our card information. You can have a separate name and address here. Make sure this information matches the information on the card you're using, or the transaction may fail. This card information is sent directly to our card processor and is never seen nor stored by LessonPix. Another option is to choose PayPal. You can log into your PayPal account and pay with any method PayPal supports, including credit cards, checking accounts, etc. We highly recommend using one of these direct payment options if possible, and LessonPix will waive our usual card processing fee if you do so. For either of these first 2 options, the money is collected immediately and your account will be updated right away. However, for this example, we're going to choose the third option and use a purchase order. We need to get an estimate for our purchasing department, so we'll click Create an Estimate. The estimate has been created and we can download it directly. It's also been emailed to our email account on file, so we can easily forward it to our purchasing department. Here's the estimate as a PDF file. Notice that our account hasn't been changed yet. We still have 10 users and our end date hasn't changed. That's because we haven't accepted the estimate and uploaded our PO. Let's fix that. When we have the PO from our administration, we can click Accept Estimate to immediately activate our renewal. We see the summary of our estimate with our 1-year extension and our 25 users, as well as when it was created and by whom. You can also download a copy of the estimate if you need it. This account has a single estimate, but you may have more than one. We'll select our estimate number, enter an optional PO number for tracking purposes, and upload our PO in PDF format. If you'd like to upload more than one file, for example the estimate or any other terms, that's allowed too. When we click Upload PO, the system will accept our estimate, take the appropriate actions, and send our PO to accounting for invoicing. Notice we now have 25 users available, and the end date has been extended out a year. That was really easy. Adding users works exactly the same way. If we wanted to add 10 more users, bringing our total up to 35, We could click Add Users and then enter 10 in the Additional Seats field. The amount is always prorated until the end of the current term, which in this case will be slightly more than a year. Confirming our address, you'll see the same three options. We won't bother finishing this example since it'll look just like the renewal. I hope these new self-serve features make it simpler for you to renew and manage your account, and that you continue to make the most of your LessonPix subscription. If you have any questions or problems, don't hesitate to reach out to our customer support via the help page or by emailing support@lessonpix.com. And as always, good luck and have fun.